Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jason and I'm your watch guy today. You may have seen my review of the SteelDive Submariner Homage. Well, I was actually quite impressed by SteelDive, aside from the bezel, which I was assured was because it was an earlier model than what they offer now. It was a brilliant watch, and that was the only thing that let it down. So I got the opportunity to review their Captain Willard Homage, and I jumped at it. This is a homage to the 6105 that was famously worn by Willard in the film Apocalypse Now. Now, this watch is absolutely brilliant, and at the price range that it's at, it's not a bad deal. I've linked in the description SteelDive UK. You can purchase from there, quicker shipping, usual benefits of buying something from the UK. Or I've also linked my AliExpress affiliate link to the SteelDive store. You can purchase it there. I think it's slightly cheaper. Anyway, let's turn this camera around and let's get into this review. So this is SteelDive's homage of the Captain Willard, the 6105 Seiko. The model number is SD1970. If you wanted to pick this up on SteelDive UK, it's £104.99. If you wanted to pick it up on AliExpress after discounts, you can pick this up for £98. So there's a slight price difference. Depends on how quickly you want this watch, I guess. Lovely case, this one. Really iconic. Let's get into the dimensions of it. In diameter, we have a 44 millimeters here to here. Just under 15 millimeters thick. We have lug to lug of 47 millimeters and the lugs come in at 20 millimeters. This is packed with the NH35 movement, and as I always say, the NH35 is a solid movement, very reliable. Obviously, we have the classic Willard case shape molded from 316L stainless steel. We have a brushed upper case, as you can see there. On the sides, it is a high polish finish. We have these large crown guards over this side where the crown kind of just flows into the case design and then it shears off here. Very effective and very functional design there for a diver's watch. Obviously, we don't owe that design to SteelDive, we owe it to Seiko. Now this is a screw down crown. First position for the date here, second position for the time. It is a hacking and hand winding movement, the NH35. What more can you want at this type of price range, really? As you can see here, we also have a screw down case back. Now this is signed with the SteelDive logo in the center and a little bit of information around the edge. As you can see, the outer side of the casing is also a brushed finish to match the top side. Now I have placed this onto one of my parachute straps. If you wanted to pick one of these up, I have a store link in the description. That's my own store, so you'll get these UK postage, free postage, and they come in at £9.99. I have a range of sizes and colours and more coming in. Now as we move on to this here, bezel is a coin edge bezel. It is 120 click unidirectional, as you would expect from one of these homages. We have a black ceramic insert. As you can see, the insert really does catch the light very well. It is also a lumed insert, just like it was in the Submariner that I reviewed earlier. This black ceramic bezel, as you can see, is accented very nicely by the white markings. We have 10-minute intervals and batons at the 5 minutes. As I said, these are loomed, so that is a nice feature. I'll show you that in a loom shot later on. We have a sapphire crystal that finishes off this case. Now that has a lot of AR coating on it, as you can see. Nice blue tinge to it. I actually think it's quite nice having that AR coating over it. I guess that's personal preference though. Now this casing provides 200 meters of water resistance, which qualifies it as a diver to me, or in my case, a desk diver. Now as we move into this dial, you can see it's a nice flat black SteelDive dial. We have applied indices around the hour markers, larger squares at the 6 and 9, smaller squares at the rest of the indices aside from this double marker at the 12. We have a date window at the 3 o'clock. Now, as you can see on these indices, they are all bordered with a stainless steel effect border, and they are all loomed. Around the edges of the dial we have this white minute track, which is very legible, goes with this design very well. It's exactly what I'd expect on this dial. Now these indices are loomed with C3 lume, very nice and effective lume, and the lume shot on this one is quite good, so I'll leave that to the end of this section. At the 12 o'clock here you can see we have a SteelDive logo printed in white with the SteelDive name below it. Down at the 6 o'clock we have an automatic label printed above this water resist 200 meter label. Finishing off this dial we have a really nice stainless steel bordered baton style handset. The minute hand reaches out straight to the edge of those indices very nicely, flowing throughout the dial, while the hour hand comes quite short, so there's a nice distinction between the two. Completed with this red and white decorated tipped second hand. The same type of second hand that you would catch on a Seiko Willard, just not at this price, I guess. Now, I will insert the lume shot just here for you. As you can see, it's very impressive. The lume is long lasting and well applied, and the bezel also loomed. Obviously that bezel fades a lot quicker than the actual dial itself. Now I'm just going to pop this watch on wrist and give you a nice little wrist shot to give you the idea of it on my size of wrist. So here is the SteelDive, the Willard homage. It's the SD1970 on wrist. And I really do like this one on wrist. It fits quite nicely. It conforms well to the wrist, probably because of that more compact type of lug size at this type of case size. Usually with a 44mm diameter, you'd expect a much longer case, but not in the case of the SteelDive. Obviously, we don't owe that type of case to SteelDive themselves. That's completely Seiko, and Seiko do this type of thing very well. Just a little opportunity to show off these parachute bands to you. Very nice, I think. I really enjoy them. I've put them on a few of my watches now. Now, this is a lovely watch and I have really enjoyed wearing it. There are some moans to it though, as you'd obviously expect. I always have something, don't I? First one is the access to the crown. It's not exactly easy to get at. Now, I don't know if that's the same case with the actual Seiko Willards, but it's not exactly 100% functional, this type of design. Obviously it's ideal for a diver's watch because it protects that crown perfectly, completely emerges it into the case. However, usual use of setting the date and the time, it's not easy to get to. Another thing is, I'll just zoom you in to see this one. I don't know if it's just my eyes making it up, but I feel like that 6 o'clock indice is slightly misaligned and it's slightly askew to the right of the dial. It's ever so slight, but it has kind of bothered me while I've had it on wrist. Now overall, for the price of what, £98, less than £100, I think this is a brilliant watch, packed with an NH35, as I mentioned. It's going to last you, it's going to be a brilliant workhorse for you, and it gets you that Willard type of feel for a tenth of the price. And for a tenth of the price, I think it's well worth it. So guys, that is my review of the Captain Willard homage from SteelDive. As I say, it's a brilliant watch for the price. The price is just, you can't argue with it. Less than a tenth of the price of the reissue. It's just a no-brainer really, I think. It's a gorgeous watch, it really is, and I think it'd last a good while too, especially with this NH35 movement and that type of casing. I think it's brilliant. Now, if you wanted to pick one of these up, the AliExpress affiliate link is in the description. I've also linked SteelDive UK. If you're at all interested in these straps, please head over to my online store that is also linked below. Obviously, any of those sales go towards more watches for me to review for you guys. Thank you for watching this, guys. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. We're chasing that 1,000 subscriber mark now, and we're getting there. We're getting there pretty quick. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.